Joining me right now, Jesse Weber, NewsNation legal analyst. I mean, so much in that report I almost want to get to, and it's like, does the grand jury know about all of this, reading of cards and Michael Cohen sounding like a stand-up comedian, and does that contribute to this case at all?
I'd rather talk about the potato salad, to be honest with you. But no, the truth of the matter is, no. And that's what's so important. When we talk about a grand jury, the reason it's so easy to get an indictment from a grand jury is because it's all the prosecution's case. They're not going to have defense witnesses. Now, I know Bob Costello testified the other day to try to strike the credibility of Michael Cohen. I don't think that's going to change anything. This is the prosecution's case. And if the prosecutor wants an indictment, they're going to get it back. So all the jury is going to hear the evidence that and what we believe is going to be in this indictment is around the hush money payments, falsifying business records to hide another crime. So the grand jury is not going to hear it. Now, will an eventual trial jury hear this? Absolutely. And it's all going to be a question of Michael Cohen's credibility.
Okay, I have to ask you, in terms of timing, has this been slowed down at all by the fact that the former president has made comments that this case is unjust, that there have been concerns that his calls for Americans to protest could increase security concerns? What do you see happening there?
Well, I don't know where former President Trump got his information that he was going to be arrested on Tuesday. Maybe he felt that the grand jury was going to be wrapping up on Monday and he thought he was going to be arrested. Now, there has been this conversation that Bragg obviously didn't want this leak. No prosecutor wants to give a heads up about when something's going to happen. And there's a question of, did he kind of, respond to Trump by not moving forward? Now, what we do know is the grand jury didn't meet yet. They still haven't finished up their work. We believe they're going to wrap up today. Grand juries take relatively quickly to come back with a decision. I think this is just a matter of procedure, not Bragg trying to play some sort of gamemanship with Trump. Once an indictment comes down, Donald Trump's attorneys are going to be alerted, and it seems relatively short after we are all going to be alerted. Now, he's going to be arraigned, not necessarily immediately. It could happen next week, and that is my concern about what outside that Manhattan courthouse is going to look like, because I think that's a whole other set of problems.
Well, I want to ask what you just said something about procedure, but a lot of people would wonder what procedure, because this was not tried by federal courts. This is now something the state DA or the city DA, Alvin Bragg, as you mentioned, is trying to do. But is there any fair argument that this case is, in essence, an attempt to politically destroy or harm Mr. Trump?
That is a very strong argument, because I think that this case is incredibly weak for a number of reasons. Obviously, Michael Cohen, problematic witness. There's a problem of intent. There's a problem of knowledge. I think the bigger shaky issue is, how do you prove a felony in this case? Again, I mentioned falsifying business records for the purpose of hiding another crime. Well, is that state election law violations or federal election law violations? And there's a lot of thorny legal issues. The question is, why is it being brought right now? Why was it not brought back in the day? And obviously, the timing of it's strange when there's a book that came out that was critical of Alvin Bragg from a former prosecutor that worked with him, and former President Trump already announced his candidacy. So the timing of this looks terrible. And with all of the legal cases surrounding the president, the fact that this is the first one coming forward, obviously people are going to think it's political because it's the weakest one. So I hear that argument. I can't tell you what Bragg's motivations truly are, and we don't necessarily know what is going to be in the indictment. We are predicting it. Could there be something other than the hush money payments? Sure, we will wait and see, and maybe my analysis will change. But right now, I think arguing this is politicized, it's not a far stretch.
Jesse Weber, love having you on. Thanks as always. Have a great morning.
Good seeing you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.